My sister-in-law is trying to ruin my life and I need some advice. I, female 30, work for an IT company in technical sales. I have a hybrid job, so I work from home a few days and have to be at the corporate office or client locations on other days. Every day I dress well, business casual outfits. My style is bold colors and very feminine and makeup. When I am working from home, I am frequently on video calls, so I put some good lighting gear and camera on a tripod in my home office. I make good money and had bought my current 3-bedroom house before I started dating my boyfriend, male 28. He moved in with me last year and we have a very good and happy relationship. Last month, his sister, female 35, came to stay with us. She is having marriage problems and needs some space away from her husband while they sort things out. We have a nice guest room and I had no problem with her staying. She asked me a lot of questions about my job and I explained to her in detail. I had assumed that she is thinking of entering the workforce now that she may be getting divorced. She's a stay-at-home mom who's never had a job before. But it turned out that sister-in-law added up what I make and how I dress and atypical work hours to mean that I must be a cam girl and escort. Whenever I go to my office, I stop by a gym on my way back from work. I have a hang-up about using gym showers, so after my workout, I'll change back into work clothes and come home and shower. I love working out but am a bit neurotic about gyms being dirty, so I'm very obsessive about coming home and showering right away. My boyfriend finds this funny and sometimes teases me about it. A few days ago, he was messing with me by stopping me from getting to the bathroom till I kissed him, and I said I didn't want to because I felt dirty and gross. I don't mind this teasing at all, and this was playful banter between us. But sister-in-law got very upset and burst into tears. I thought that we had slipped into some dirty talk and that got her offended, and I apologized to her. On Sunday, my boyfriend comes home laughing about this hilarious misunderstanding. Sister-in-law went and told their entire family that I was a sex worker and they held an intervention for him to get him away from me. He thinks this is funny, but I was very mortified and offended. I have nothing against people in this line of work, but her making assumptions and shaming me and my boyfriend for it was very offensive to me. I gave her a stern talking to that I had opened my home to her and asked for nothing in return, and she treated me so badly. I asked her to leave and she did. Now my boyfriend is mad at me because he thinks I'm overreacting and was rude to his sister. I think sister-in-law has ruined my relationship with my in-laws, and it's not something I can brush off and ignore. Am I wrong in thinking that this is a big deal and she was way out of line? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. She basically made an assumption based on her own ignorance, and instead of doing the mature thing like asking her brother if her assumption was correct, she turned it into an entire drama because I guess nobody can be happy in a relationship while she's miserable. Your boyfriend is wrong. What she did was a deliberate attempt to break the two of you up, and she used the entire family to do it. How does he find intrusion into his life and business funny? Is he 4 and it's normal to be treated like a child too stupid to make his own choices? Comment 2. Not the idiot at all. I'm concerned why your boyfriend can't see your POV on this one. You have his sister in your house, and she, at the grand age of 35, makes up a rumor to tarnish you. Now, if she had just said it, maybe it could be perceived as a joke seeing as you are well off. But the intervention stuff? What's that all about? And why is your BF siding with them when he knows it isn't true? Bit of a crazy one to me, but it doesn't sound as if you've done anything wrong at all. Then, the original poster responded with, he says that it's a misunderstanding, he explained things, and now his family understands, and it's all over and done. I don't think such salacious rumors will disappear just like that. More importantly, not once did sister-in-law apologize to me. She argued that it was a reasonable assumption and she was looking out for her little brother. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Sounds like sister-in-law is jealous that you are doing well and came up with the idea that you are a sex worker because you couldn't possibly be successful in something else, especially while she isn't. Now, for the update. And if you're enjoying the video, hit that like button. A lot of responses to my last post pointed out that it's my house. But to clarify, I had purchased it before BF and I got together. He has a good income, pays rent, half of my mortgage, and we split everything 50-50. So it's his house too, and he has the right to have his sister staying there. He was upset that I asked her to leave without discussing it with him first, which is reasonable. I mentioned home ownership to establish that I do well financially, and maybe his sister got suspicious about how I do it. BF and I had long discussions on this topic, and we now understand each other better. He loves his sister a lot, but also resents her for a lot of stuff she has done. His family is traditional and pretty sexist, and his sister ended up with the short end of the stick because of this and some other reasons. For the most part, she is very nurturing and works hard to take care of everyone. But in situations where she is criticized by her parents, she just loses it and blows up on someone else to shift the focus from her to them. She has done this multiple times to both brothers, and the shitty thing is that it works out for her each time. BF almost didn't go to the college he was admitted to because she made up the story that he was a member of a car thief gang. His parents freaked out and tried to cancel his admission so he could stay home and under their watchful eyes. This was one of the more egregious examples, and there is a long history of her doing stuff like this to shift her parents' wrath from her to her brothers whenever they seriously got onto her. That would have been enough for me to break all relationships with a sibling, but my BF has more empathy for her. She has done hundreds other nice, loving things for him, so he still cares for her and loves her. Their other brother came over on Friday, and we had dinner together and talked, and he explained to me about their sister too. She has done stuff like this many times, and sometimes the brothers got in trouble, and sometimes her lies were exposed early enough. This time my BF was like, not this poop again, and he pulled up his phone and showed his parents my LinkedIn profile and also some of my company's technical video presentations that had me in them. BF was amused because this accusation was so easy to disprove, unlike the months of headache he's had the previous times. He also saw it as an attack on him and not meant as an offense to me. I disagree, of course, but I can see why he's focused on the sibling fight part. He understands now how and why I'd still be upset over it, and sister-in-law won't be staying with us. While this issue is settled between us and I admire and love him more for his thoughtfulness towards his sister, I am rather disturbed by this level of dysfunction in his family. I want to marry and have kids with this man, but having that kind of psychotic sister-in-law scares me, especially for our potential kids. I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. Comment 1. Oh yes, my sister accused me of a felony and almost cost me my college education. She's such a joker. Your boyfriend's sister is a pathological liar who attacks the people around her. If he can't accept that and agrees to keep her away from your future family, then he isn't capable of being your partner. What happens when you have kid and she tells the cops he raped them? She needs psychiatric help, and unless she gets it, she's a threat to you. Comment 2. Your BF is enabling this behavior. These lies could have been disastrous. Just because it can be disproved or worked out before doesn't mean it always will be. She can do serious damage, and your BF is too cavalier about the situation. Do you really want to deal with all this crazy? Trust me, this will be a complete *T show in the future. Good luck to you. Comment 3. Yeah, their casual attitude would worry me too. If she has a history of this stuff, why did the family immediately join in the intervention? I believe these people all support and enable her crazy. Think for a long time if this guy is worth the future bullshit you and your children will surely be subjected to. Even if you go no contact, it doesn't mean she'll leave you alone. Now, for the next story. I want to forgive my family, but I don't think I can. I, male 32, admit I don't have a strong relationship with my family since I went to university in another city. I am a major introvert, and I mostly hang out by myself if I am not at my job. I work as a railway engineer, so I am mostly at remote sites, building railroads or repairing them. My family is my total opposite. They are extroverted people, and they all still have close relationships, and they still reside in the same 10 kilometers diameter within each other. I don't have any communication means other than a satellite phone at some moments, and I don't show any active effort to maintain that relationship with them. I also don't interact with my coworkers outside work time, so it is not specific to my family. I mostly work out at my home gym or read my books from my ebook in my spare time. Last time I saw my family was pre-COVID, and I maybe talk with my parents once a month to see if someone is dead. 6 months ago, I got an email from my brother. I have a brother, 34M and 3, sisters 40F, 44F, 46F. I am the youngest. That included a wedding invitation. I looked at the invite and didn't RSVP because I would be at a field project on the other side of the country and never thought about it again, to be fair, and just made a gift order to be delivered on the day of the wedding. Wedding was this weekend and I was at a construction site. I came back to a civilization site on Monday and saw 100+ messages from my extended family. Turns out the wedding was this weekend and everyone expected me to attend. I called my brother, and when he started to yell at me for being absent, I said, "I didn't RSVP, so why did you wait for me to attend?" And closed the phone because I had to get back to work. Yesterday, our chief engineer called me and said he saw my name being tagged on FB multiple times, and turns out my family has made numerous posts about me being an absent member. Did I really mess something up? Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. You're the idiot. It's rude to not even respond to an invite. RSVP means you tell them if you can or cannot go. I don't understand why you wouldn't even give them the barest courtesy to tell them you wouldn't attend. Close or not, weddings and funerals are the one time family shows up for one another. It's not weird they would have assumed you would go, especially since you didn't tell them otherwise. Next time you get an invite, have the decency to actually decline it. Comment 2. You're the idiot. You didn't respond to let him know you weren't coming, and it's your brother, so you could have at least called him up to explain why you can't attend. Also, you never know when someday you might need your family. I get you live far away, but it's not hard to maintain a positive relationship and at least do the bare minimum to let them know you still care about them. You don't have to, it's up to you, but not everyone is lucky enough to have a family. You might regret it one day. Comment 3. You're the idiot. We get it, you don't care about anyone but yourself. No, you are not just introverted, you are uncaring. The two are not in any way the same. Even kindergartners know you answer a RSVP or else you are an ass. Now, for the update. Dear people of Am I the Idiot, I asked. And then I learned that I was the idiot for my last social conflict with my family. I inform you with pleasure that I apologized to them via email and they accepted my apology, but they asked me not to show up for any family events anymore. I happily accepted their decision. Elle won't be invited to anything other than funerals from now on. I also had 2 sessions with a psychiatrist, and he is sure that I have schizoid personality disorder and autism spectrum disorder combined. Due to this unique situation, I don't have the emotional spectral ability that other people have, and maybe it was a blessing for my job because I never felt isolated or alone while working in remote locations. After I emailed this information to my parents, they asked to cover my medical expenses because they felt guilty for not realizing my disorders while raising me. But I declined and said, "Why does it matter now?" and asked not to be contacted other than our monthly calls unless I reach first. My psychiatrist isn't keen on this decision, but he says he understands it. Other than that, my sisters openly stated they don't want me near their kids. Understandable. My manager said it won't change how we work, but I might be offered different positions in work due to my conditions. Before that, they were thinking of pulling me into the central offices, but right now, I will be offered an executive position for the external operations, and I will be a supervisor for the new engineers and the projects that our company executes. Next month, I will be leaving for Malaysia actually for a new project. I also started therapy, and yesterday, I laughed at a joke and it wasn't by force. I found it funny. Maybe I will learn to touch my emotions someday. Goodbye, and thank you for giving me the leverage and the sources to start a new developmental path. Now, for the final comments. Comment 1. I'm a bit concerned about your management capability, given your situation and that the basics like sending a RSVP isn't instinctive. Might want to talk about that with the shrink because this is a big job responsibility change, and get some coaching from work about their expectations of communication and supervision in your new role. Comment 2. I find your sister's decision not to have you around their kids at all to be unnecessarily harsh, unless of course that is your preference. Sure, you might never be the cuddly, fun uncle the kids love to spend time or be super close to them, but you're still family. Now that you're open with your diagnosis, I feel this is a teachable moment for your nieces and nephews that some people just operate differently in their mind. Either way, good luck with your development, and I hope you find fulfillment in whatever you choose to pursue. Comment 3. Your family wouldn't just immediately cut contact like this without some prior shenanigans. This is very unusual. Methinks this is not the first time you have been so heinously inconsiderate. But hey, sounds like you don't really miss human interaction with your family, so live your life how you want, I guess. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.